Hello world and welcome back to another episode of our mystical adventure. As you can see, we finished up the Ars Magica room and had a little bit of a reading session and realized that you can only have one tier um, enchant on here. So I went ahead and made a separate set, got that up to level, and enchanted that with the utility things that I wanted. So we've got Magitech goggles, flicker lure, which might help us on this episode if we decide to get into the flickers, the step assist, and the run speed boost. The run speed boost, it's a little fast. I don't know if I like this. You can, ooh, hello there. You can definitely travel large distances, but this is, for comparison, this is the run speed boost of Boots of the Traveler, which is a little more reasonable. I like that a bit better. This is a little too fast, I think. So I'm not sure if I want to keep this or not. I might go for a burnout reduction or one of the magic helpers here. So we got Soulbound, Run Speed Boost, Mana Regeneration, and Burnout Reduction. I might want to redo this with Burnout Reduction. But I also noticed that Boots of the Traveler will also gain experience, so these can also be popped into here. So I might try to get experience on these guys for the run speed boost and then put one of the other enchantments on it. So perhaps the burnout reduction. I got all these Ethereum conduits set up, so every lobe here should have power, Ars Magica essence available to it. And today I wanted to get the Black Aurem set up. I already laid out all the ruins and set down the candles, so all we have to do is grab the items and toss them in there and cast the spell. Now I'm hoping that this works with a ranged flame spell because that's the one I have. I'm hoping it's not going to end up being a touch spell, because I'd have to remake it, and we might want to wait. I did also want to make the flicker lure and see what that's all about. So let's see, I got this a little bit set up. I think I need some iron ingots. Yeah, I did bring them up. So let's make this real quick. And that's the flicker lure. So I'm not sure, the book isn't too clear on how this works. I have it on this armor, but I haven't seen a flicker, so... oh, nice, you gotta power it. Well, maybe it works inside. Let's hope it does, so... let's pull that out. I hope it doesn't require all of it. And then I don't even know if you're supposed to power it. It's not very clear on what you're supposed to do with these things. So let's set it here and grab our crystal wrench, which should be... yeah, I changed some things around here when I was doing this. Right here. These are essence blocks. You make them with magical crops. You basically take the essence, plop it in the middle, surround it with, in this case, stone, and in this case, brick, and you get 8 blocks. So it's at least in this texture pack, it looks really nice. This is how I plan to do some of the Thaumcraft stuff as well. So we're going to need the obsidian essence for that. There's some of that. I hope you don't need like one of everything, because that would be annoying. There we go, and it's going to start filling up. So let's see, let's leave that, see what happens. And now for the Dark Next, or the Black Aurem. So you need some sunstone. I did go down to the Nether and very, very cautiously managed to get a couple pieces, and that was where I left it. It's really dangerous, and that's something I want to tackle right now. I do think I have a good idea of how I want to go about getting that, but again, I'm going to need to get into Thaumcraft for it. So we'll tackle that later. And I think I will start Thaumcraft today, at least get the stuff down, the thermometer made, and ready to go. Now, we need a monster focus, I believe. So, Black Aurem, Ritual of Corruption, actually. Monster focus. So we need some standard focus and some swords. Okay. Now, I believe we need gold nuggets and some glass. And all I have are panes. Alright, well, let's go grab some gold nuggets, and I can show that bridge I was talking about. I did build that out. It does make getting over here a lot easier. I used some chiseled sandstone to make a nice path. It looks pretty good. I might want to do something fancier with like a top on this or something, but for now that's good. I also did use the bits and pieces we had and made a simple AE system. That's one drive with those two drive bays we found, and then I made the crafting terminal and some conduit. But yeah, I mean the barrels were getting really ridiculous. It was not good. But I don't even think my glass is in there, so. And I think all my glass is downstairs, so. Yeah, here's the AE system as it stands, and that's all there is to it. Nothing fancy. I did have this wireless access point. I did not make a wireless receiver, so it's pretty not useful at this point. I could probably just tear it down because it's going to passively drain. Oh, and I need redstone. Boy, it would be nice if I had a terminal over here. So let's grab some redstone. These boots work really well for getting back and forth between there, so. Well, let's just craft what we can here. Did I bring those gold nuggets? No, I did not. Alright, let's not craft what we can here, and let's grab some redstone. And we need some iron swords. Some sticks. Yeah, I really need to set more up on that AE system. I kind of want to expand it, I kind of don't want to expand it. I'd rather just keep this really basic for now. But we'll see. I mean, it does make getting the resources handy. As long as you don't overdo it with applied energistics, it doesn't ruin your game as readily. And by that I mean, once you get an AE system, you tend to use it to auto-craft everything. And at that point, the game starts to become very creative, and it loses some of its appeal. And at that point, it's really just time to start a new world. So I'll hold off as long as possible, and well, you know, as long as possible means until I get completely fed up with it, or I feel like the episode's ready to be done, or the series, which, you know, we're pretty far off from accomplishing all the magical goals that I want. I did find out from the vagrem.com, on his forum, I posted a question about magical ore processing, and one of the users there had suggested the sanguine infuser. So there's a series of infusers from Technomancy, one for each of the magical mods. There's sanguine, I don't see any of the other ones. There's supposed to be one for Ars Magica, one for Blood Magic, which is the Sanguine one, and one for Thaumcraft. So there's a Blood Dynamo, that would be for power. Blood Fabricator. Eldritch Consumer, I believe that's the Ars Magica one. The Sanguine Infuser is the Blood Magic, and the Ignis Incinerator. So what you can do is you can feed an ore into one of these, feed the product of that into another one, then feed the product of that one into yet another one, and then smelt what comes out. Each machine it passes through produces one ingot. So if you put an iron ore in here, it'll produce, and then smelt it, it would produce one. If you take what came from here and put it in here, it would produce two when you smelted it. If you take this instead and put it in here, it'll produce three. So you can triple your ore yield using these three machines. The caveat is it gets more expensive as you go down the line. So whatever you have the most power of should be the last one in your line. So this is interesting, and I think I might explore this for solving some of my ore issues. There's actually a fourth one for Botania, but it's not in the Yogscast Complete pack. So I could add it, but you know, you'd have to go through all the ID conflict resolutions, and I don't feel like spending the time for that. So order matters on this, right? So let's take a look at that. Or at least that's what the book said at one point. Monster Focus, then Sunstone. Then the Flame Spell. Well, I got a new entry. There we go. Alright, Dark Arm created. We're accomplishing goals today, folks. And I don't have the stuff to make the obelisk, or the pillars around it. That's annoying. Let's grab our wizard's chalk, and I did confirm, I was reading, this wizard's chalk around it actually does upgrade it. So it's actually the first upgrade you can get for it. And then the pillars are the second, and I just ran out of chalk. Oh, brother. We need clay, paper, Pentium dust. Here's paper, Pentium dust, clay, flint. It's just wizard. Ah, wizard, we found the wizard. Bone meal, flint, clay. Back and forth. So yeah, I do want to at least get a Greatwood wand with gold caps done today, and I could probably actually, why not? Let's get started. And this way I won't be a liar when I say we're going to get started on Thaumcraft today. Oh, I made 3. Really? Alright, so Thaumcraft started. How about that? Let's not worry about that right now. So what do we need? We need clay, flint, none of which is in there. Clay, flint, bone meal. There we go. And I did expand out my farm somewhat. I put some fertilized dirt down here to get these guys growing. I made a couple more lily pads. I did find some more essence berries. Yeah, so that's all ready to go. The problem is I have to manually harvest it, and we really need golems to fill that role because it's ridiculous. Anyway, essence berries work on these armor pieces, the XP on them. So if we could get a good way to automate that, I could pretty much level these guys up and put whatever I want on them. So back here, bushwood saplings take a long time to grow. Yeah, you know, this is all liquid essence. Went out and found buckets of it, so makes a nice, nice scenery. Let's see, flint. All right. I should have grabbed the nether rack while I was, or the nether brick and some obsidian while I was out there. Oi. So we need tables. Anything happening here? Huh. Flicker lure. I don't know. Maybe our trusty arcane compendium, or however you, compendium, I guess is how you pronounce it, has some information for us. Flicker lure. Empowering it with Ethereum will allow flickers to be pulled into our world when you want them. Just apply a redstone. Ah. Well, do we have a redstone signal? We have redstone. Well, we need a lever, I suppose. So let's grab a lever. Lever made. Oh, there's one. Okay. We need something to catch it with, and that's why I believe I have these guys. What is it? Flicker jar, magic wall. Okay. And I thought I had some magic wall. There it is. Magic wall. Glass. Gold. Flicker jar. Where's he at? Yes, we have a flicker. Don't know what kind. We need a flicker habitat though. I've got that. So block of shimmerite. Iron and ventium dust. And now we have a flicker habitat. So let's... Oh, hey, there's another one. Gotta catch them all. That's terrible of me. I shouldn't have said that. Bad iron cloud. There we go. Where's he at? Come to Papa. You are now my minion. Alright, well, the tasks I want these guys to perform are going to be down around the field. I'd wanted to find out if these guys could do some of the golem tasks. I don't think so. But there was an interesting... What was it? This item transport. Now, I don't know if that's just like take things from this chest and put them in that chest, or what that entails. Maybe it's picking things up that fall on the ground and putting them in a chest. But that's new. That wasn't in the old Ars Magica. A lot of these other ones are, and I already know what they do. But, yeah. So, right now what we want is Nature's Bounty, I suppose. Ew. Yeah. I need specific types of flickers. I actually have to use them in the crafting. That's kind of annoying. And it looks like one of them I need is water, which from some of my reading is we'd have to go out into like an ocean or a river. That looks like one of the ones I just captured, probably Earth, and I don't know. Life. I bet you it's probably life. Let's see. Let's flip this on again, see if we can get anything. Maybe we get lucky. Here's one. Yeah, I don't know what these colors are supposed to represent. I should probably just throw the crafting recipe in here. And what was it? Pentium dust. That was magic wall. Where did he go? Alright, come on, I don't want a bunch of flickers running around. There we go. See, I wish it would tell you what kind it is. Here, let's do this. Oh, that takes Ars Magica 2, which means I'm going to have to set up nodes over there. Well, I got the moonstone. I'd have to make another light one. I could keep it running all day off of light Ethereum. Let's pair it up and see what it does. I'm sure everyone's curious as well. And I'd rather, you know, I'll do the failing, and you can watch and learn from my failures. I don't have a problem with that. So yeah, you probably need that one of those lures or the flicker focuses to be of any use. Let's just take a quick look at what the entry for flicker focus. Yeah, enable them to perform several tasks. Well, let's look at item transport, I guess. It requires an air flicker. An import crystal. We did pass Japan in the first episode, so maybe that's importing from Japan, I don't know. Air flickers contain. Link it with crystal markers to interact with inventories containing items. Can work without access to Ethereum, but very slowly. Arcane. The number of items in the flicker inside can move at one time. The first arcane flicker will increase the count to 32. So, yeah. So I guess you can combine flickers to do different things. So it looks like if you had 2 arcanes, you'd move a stack, plus a lightning would move that stack faster. And it just looks like it's shifting things from inventory to inventory. So I suppose that would be useful if you wanted to, instead of using, say, an ender chest, you wanted to take things from your farm and move it to your storage area. That would definitely be an option. Ender chest seems like it would be easier. But I don't see anything else here really. So we need a life, yep, nature, yep, water. So we have that guy, I think. Plant within a 6-block radius. Ethereum will boost it. And there's no additional reading. Alright. Well, I guess that's all for flickers. I don't think we're going to get very far with that. It's going to require quite a bit of gathering, I suppose. I'd have to set up more of these in different areas. And I suppose the Ethereum here probably makes this attract faster. You probably set it up anywhere. But it's biome specific, so here in this magic biome, I'm sure we're only going to capture certain ones. So we want to build the pillars on that, which means I need nether brick and obsidian. And we want to set up the Thaumcraft table. I guess I could put it put it in here for the time being till we get that built out. I don't want to do it this episode, but we probably want to activate a sigil of division in order to get some cursed earth, but that's going to require some setup. I need to get a silk touch pick to actually pick that up, or a silk touch shovel to pick up the cursed earth. Let's move these guys over here, I suppose. And make some room for Thaumcraft. We'll come back here, get started. I really feel like I should have started that much earlier, but I wanted to get to the Ars Magica right away on this series for the ore processing. And then obviously once the Ars Magica was updated and the ore processing was no longer available. Source. Okay. Oh. Huh? What was that about? Okay. I think if you shift right click on that, you can do multiples. That pairing successful, that pairing successful. Yeah, so I guess when it changes color like that, that means it's ready to pair multiple things. Let's get rid of that. I don't even need to have that set up. At least not for now. And this is probably burning through the Ethereum I have in there. Still don't know what the Ethereum in this is supposed to do. Clear. There we go. Okay, so we have a side for that. So let's make we need 3 tables, one for the desk and one for the crafting, I forget what it's called, the crafting grid or whatever. Let's grab the stuff we need to finish that up, and we can, oh, it generated a small tree. I wanted a big tree. Oh, that's unfortunate. So, tables, we're going to need wood. Here, wood. Where did I put it? Yeah. Just grab all that. Okay, so I don't know if it's called a table or if it's called a desk. Let's see. There we go. It is called a table. And we need slabs. And that'll make enough. So 1, 2, 3. Oh, I don't want to put that in there. I'm not got enough storage for throwing useless stuff in here. I should probably grab that out too. Get rid of those. Check that out. Always got to be careful in the early stages of applied energistics, or you find yourself running out of space rather quickly. That means we can take this chest, put our nuggets in here, put our wood back in here, and where's my dolly? Oh, we need the nether. Oh. Alright, well, there's another fort not far. Let's run to the nether, I suppose. There. Alright. I thought I had all the stuff I needed. Apparently not. Well, hey, at least I can run a little faster on this ash. This seems to be like the worst possible spot to have a portal spawn in. I mean, there's flesh over there that reduces your movement speed. There's ash all over that reduces your movement speed. Oh, and I had made some paths through here and had a bit of a catastrophe. My server ran out of disk space because it was still backing up my old world. And whenever that happens on a server, it'll crash out, and there's a good chance that it'll try to save your world with this lack of disk space and then fail to write the entire thing. So basically your world is done for at that point. So I had, luckily, a backup, and I always back up before I do an update. So one of the things I had was a backup, but it was a couple days old, and I'd actually made a lot of progress, and it was quite annoying. I had to put that roof on twice, and that's a lot of stuff to do. So yeah, very aggravating. I also, yeah, that speed's gonna land me in trouble in the Nether for sure. I'd also done some mining, and that was all gone as well. So I'm gonna have to, between episodes, get back out there and do some more mining. There we go. And I didn't grab the obsidian. Oh, why? Why? Going down. 1, 2, 3, 4. So there we go. And now we can finish that off. Yeah, I definitely need some more sunstone in order to completely upgrade both my altar and this next, what is it now? It's not a nexus, it's Black Aurem. That's what I'm thinking of. Uh-oh. Yeah, misplaced. And 1, 2. Yeah, don't misplace that. I wonder if my dig spell can pull up the obsidian. Alright. So, I don't know. I'd hope there would be some nice special particle effects that would tell me this is actually working, but apparently not. So, maybe we can invite a mob in. Maybe I can trap one and throw it in there, see what it does. In the meantime, we have Thaumcraft to do. Uh-oh. No, that's fine. Alright, and I need a quill. That's right. I need a scribing thing. Is the technical term, I suppose. Let's see. So we need ink, a feather, and a file. No, not a file, but it's not a bottle. It's a vial. So. Oh, that's Xeno's Reliquary. Do I need clay? Yeah, let's look it up. pH. Yeah, I'm terrible at spelling. I'll just lay that out there right now. You don't have to make fun of me. Great. You know, I've been told I sigh a lot. I do agree. I do agree. One thing that you notice when you start doing these Let's Play series and seeing yourself on YouTube, you tend to see your annoying traits when you speak, and it's one of the things in the spirit of self-improvement that I'd like to try and rectify some of the things I notice. So I will try to be less annoying, believe it or not. So I don't have enough room for those mushrooms. I do notice I trail off into mumbling a lot, so I'll attempt to speak up more. It's just kind of a regression into my own head, I suppose, while I'm thinking about things. And we need glass. Glass. And we need... There we go, clay. I did notice one other thing that I'm going to try and work on, but I don't want to mention it. Once you realize it, it really becomes apparent in the episodes, and if you haven't noticed it, then I won't point it out. Ah, come on. Yeah, that's why. And there we go. We're actually going to need 2 of those, so that way I don't have to keep picking it up. Boom. Thaumcraft started. Oh, and I already have my base aspects. That's good. So, I don't know that I want to sit here and research all the aspects. So what I'll do is there's a few cheat sheets that I know of that will help you with your Thaumcraft research, make it much easier. I don't recommend it right off the bat, simply because, you know, part of this mod is having fun doing research, figuring out what things are what. And if it's your first time doing it, it's somewhat interesting. If it's your second or third time doing it, it's somewhat tedious. So let me, and I didn't grab that chest, otherwise I'd have all my crystals. This is the problem with having your inventory completely separate from your buildings. It's a lot of back and forth. If I had a portal gun, I could just link them and deal with it, but I do not as of yet, which is another thing I should probably accomplish between episodes, is just go get one. And we came back here for my Thaumcraft chest. At least we're not as slow carrying this stuff anymore. And I also lost a couple levels of Ars Magica. And I forgot to, it's kind of my XP room I'm filling up. Once I start building out some place to do all my enchanting, I'll just move these tanks over. It's a safeguard. You know, if I die, I don't lose my experience. So there we go. So we need one of each of these guys. And thermometer. I don't have any gold. So we'll fabricate some. All right. Yeah, they did change the recipe on that quite a bit. I thought you still needed one of each, but you do not. So, hooray. Alright, we are now ready to delve into the mystical. And I'll probably be able to scan hardly anything at all. I think one of the basics is going to be coal, and we should probably just accomplish this back at the storage shed. Yeah, so one of the links I'll post down below is basically a guide to what order to scan things in to unlock all of the different aspects. And that would help you along in your quest to become a Thaumian, I don't know, Thaumaturge, I guess is what they call it. So there you go. First aspect researched. I will go ahead and research up, and I'll be back. And we're back. I managed to get out and fill up my my wand. I did find quite a few nodes. The problem is they're pretty all over the place, and they're not very well packed. I didn't find any, for instance, large sources of Ignis, so we're going to have a bit of an issue when we go out to start moving nodes around in order to fill up the wand. But for now, let's start by getting to our Greatwood wand, because we really don't want to use the basic wand for very long. So in this version of Thaumcraft, basically you just need to have scribing tools and some paper on you. Then you come in here and just click on the recipe that you want to get the research notes for and plop her in. Now there's a website that actually makes it so that you can pick the aspect you're coming from, pick the aspect you're going to, and how many hops, and it will tell you which aspects to put in here to connect them. I'm going to stick that down there in the link. Now if I had research, expertise, and mastery, I could just shift hover over it and it would tell me what aspects make up that. Like for instance, Frequentario, it would tell me that it's made up of vacuose and I don't remember what it's made up of actually, but it's made up of vacuose and something else. So let's see, in order to research this one, and maybe I should have even started with that one, I will take a quick look at this and stick it in this little tool here. Let me take a look here. That isn't like one you can just purchase, is it? No. So let's put that on the back burner here. There we go. Hey, we got our first research. That only took, I don't know, longer than it should have. There we go. Alright, so moving up. We definitely want to get the node tapping ones as well, so that way we don't drain nodes dry, but let's continue working on it. I really wish they'd make this UI bigger or make a simple version, maybe just the text and not necessarily, I guess that would assume that you are able to identify what the aspect is from the text. And then we want gold wand caps. Alright, so now we can make our Greatwood wand. And as it just so happens, I have exactly what we need. There we go. And now I need... how did that go? What am I doing? Yeah, there we go. That's what I'm doing. There we go. So now this should benefit from any of the node tapping research that we do. This one will not. It will drain it whether you have that research or not. So one of the things we're going to need to do pretty quickly is get straw golem and the harvesting stuff in order to get that farm harvested. But we've got quite a bit of research to do before we get that far. I'm going to need to get the crucible set up. I think I have, when I was out exploring for nodes, I did grab a cauldron. Now, I wonder if I picked up a nitor. Ooh, yes. So we're set. We need a spot to throw this down. It's open to the air because it's going to be bubbling over quite a bit. And this is where not having a specific... Hi. Where are you? Ah. Okay. Not having a specific spot for Thaumcraft is going to bite us because, well, this is pretty open to mobs, as we just saw. But let's just set it down. Alright, crucible made. Now we just need a water source nearby. I should probably just grab both buckets since I had 2 buckets. Alright, so we'll go like such. And now we can start doing, I hate that glitch. Now we can start doing Thaumcraft. One of the things we wanted to do relatively soon was the Thaumium. So one of the things we definitely need to get to is up this research chain to the alembics, and then to the matrix that basically allows you to use the cauldron directly off of Essentia and craft things that way, which cuts out the need for bubbling over a cauldron. So we need 4 magic, and what's the best thing I have to do that? Yeah, probably that. Okay. And we'll make 1. That's probably enough. I'll have to make more later. So that's bubbling. Let's go. Hey, you. Ow. Don't stand on top. 2, 3, 4. There we go. We got a Thaumium ingot. And it's potentially going to bubble over. You can clear that out right away by going. Then it does that. Is it? There. Now it's open to the sky. So that'll just, the taint will just bubble off into the sky. So gotta wait for it to clear. So I probably should set up a couple more crucibles for the early game. But yeah, that's Thaumcraft started. We got our dark or Black Aurem set up. So I need to start making some dark glass to wall this off. And I did set up some shelves just so that, you know, I can get some of the stuff sorted out, see what I have up here. And I should probably scope out where I want to throw down my Thaumcraft stuff. Thinking I might want to do something floating for it, maybe over top of this lake. Seems like a good location. But yeah, so I'm gonna, yeah, I guess we can call it here. It's probably already a half hour long at least. So yeah, good. We got a good start here for Thaumcraft, and we're ready to go. So have a good one, guys.